Well, that's my plan, scuppered. I was going to go for a great ride today. Got in the car won't start. So instead, I thought we'd have a look at my bikes and why I've got them, and so many. 3 bikes and 3 frames with all the components to build them up. Now, if you're not a mountain biker, the thought of having 3 bikes probably seems a bit weird. The thought of having so many oranges to non-orange fans probably seems really weird. But the bikes I have built up, they do serve different purposes, and the others, I'm just a hoarder. I don't like getting rid of stuff. So arguably my main bike is this one, my 2018 orange Alpine 6. The bike I take out if I'm going up the lakes or anywhere else. No, I absolutely love this bike, I really do. It's just so capable. You can ride stuff on this that arguably you can't on the hardtails. Like most bikes that people have had for years, not much of it is original. I'm a bit of a one for upgrading, should we say. In fact, all that's original is the stem, the bars, the frame and the shock. Everything else was replaced, usually hand-me-downs to other bikes.
For riding around town, this is total overkill. Definitely not frapping about in places like this.
No, it's when the trails get loose, rough, rocky, steep, technical, nasty and fun. And next we have my orange P7, the newest bike in my collection. Not too many upgrades to this yet. It's got a lot of the original components. The wheels, however, were the ones that were on this. The front wheel of which was originally on this. Other than that, I upgraded to XT brakes, and that's about it so far. And I've wanted a steel hardtail for a long time, so when it came up on the Orange website as an X-demo, and then there was additional discounts, well, you know the rest. Now, if you'd have asked me a while ago what I thought about 150mm treble forks on a hardtail, I would have told you that you should have bought a trail bike. Right up until I rode a slack modern hardtail with 150mm forks. Then I was hooked. And since I bought it, I've ridden this more than anything else because it's just so much fun. But there's places where it's not suitable. You wouldn't take it to Dovey, would you, for instance? You wouldn't take it to Spain. I did take it up the lakes near Garden Pass. I can still feel the agony in my legs now. Jack of all trades, master of none. They're not great at technical descending. They're not great for cross-country. But they are great at putting a big old smile on your face. Bravo, P7. And so, on to bike number 3. My Pinnacle Iroko. Now, I bought this originally from the Cycle to Work scheme so I could commute on it. Now I know what you're thinking, a hybrid or a road bike would be much better for commuting, but the thing is, I like to detour on the commute. Plus, I wanted a second bike in case the Alpine was broken. You wouldn't be able to take a hybrid up Helvellyn, would you?
You can't be doing this on your road or hybrid bike. To be honest, you probably don't want to do it at all.
So the original idea was, when I got the P7, I'd sell this, but I couldn't bring myself to. It's literally my commute and hack around town bike now, and it's ideal for it. As daft as it sounds, commuting, especially through winter, is quite harsh on bikes. And I'll be honest, I didn't want this to become a commuter bike. Now you'll notice, this one doesn't have a dropper post. It did have a RockShox reverb, and we all know how reliable they are, don't we? But I would argue, for what this is now used for, it's not really necessary to have a dropper post.
You don't need a dropper post for this. Wettest winter ever. It's spring now though. Should be drying up, shouldn't it? Gonna take some bloody time this year. So, that's my main 3 bikes covered. But what about the 3 frames, you may ask? You see, I don't like throwing things away, and the 3 frames I've got, they're all rather special. Plus, occasionally, it's nice to build them up and give them a ride. First is this. an Iron Horse Sunday World Cup. Now, in their day, these were a very special bike. They were incredible in their day. You see, I built this up last year and took it somewhere and rode it, and it was so short and the head angle was so steep compared to the Alpine that it was a bit of a handful, to say the least. And I'd be hard pushed to sell it. One, because I don't want to, and two, because it's worth peanuts now, isn't it? Let's be honest. Next comes the bike which has probably been my favourite over the years. Yep, it's my strange Alpine 5. Now, this is quite a rare bike. Orange made, around 26 of them, and they were basically the prototype for what would become the Alpine. They were definitely not just a rebranded 5. They were longer, slacker, gussets everywhere, and a shock shuttle. So I built this up last year, the idea being to compare it against my more modern Alpine. Spoiler alert, the modern Alpine was way better. However, for a 2007 bike, this was still incredibly capable. I love it. I'll never let this go. And finally, the only one that's never appeared on this channel. Now you're probably looking and saying, well, it's just an orange Patriot. What's special about that? Well, this one is a very rare prototype, as we can tell by the serial number. But this is the one I won't build up again. It was a lovely bike, but I just have no desire to ride it again, really. The thing is, this was just way better.
I love all my bikes, but for different reasons. The Alpine is just so much fun, such a capable bike, allows me to go places I wouldn't on the other two. Basically like an old downhill bike that you can ride all day. Who wouldn't want one of them? The P7 is just fun. Did I need another hardtail? No, it's an indulgence, as I said. But what a capable little bike, and it just makes me giggle every time I ride it. And then there's this, the workhorse. And I wish I didn't love this as much as I do, but it's just great. It just proves that budget bikes can be bloody good as well. And there we go, a video about my bicycles, which will be of no interest to anybody else whatsoever. But it got me out of the house. Next time, who knows? Maybe I'll make a film about my collection of underpants.
I've got bloody loads of them, and some of them don't even have skids in.
Bye bye.